we define complex functions and we study limit, continuity and differentiability of a complex function. Now, one important concept in complex analysis is analytic functions. A function f of z is said to be analytic in a domain D if f of z is defined and differentiable at all points of D. Say a complex function f of z is defined and differentiable at all points of D, then that complex function is analytic. Also, if a complex function f of z is analytic at a point z0, means that f of z has derivative at every point in some neighborhood of z0. So, next one important equations, Cauchy-Riemann equations, and these Cauchy-Riemann equations are the necessary condition for a complex function is analytic. The Cauchy-Riemann equations are provide a criterion for the analyticity of a complex function w equal to f of z equal to uxy plus I into vxy. So, if f is analytic in a domain D, then the first order partial derivatives of u and v satisfies the two Cauchy-Riemann equations dou u by dou x equal to dou v by dou y and dou u by dou y equal to minus dou v by dou x. And we rewriting this dou u by dou x as ux, dou u by dou x as ux and dou v by dou y as vy. Similarly, dou u by dou y as uy and minus dou v by dou x as vx. Okay. Then, so that means if a complex function f is analytic, then the first order partial derivatives of u and v, these are the first order partial derivatives. So the first order partial derivatives of u are dou u by dou x and dou u by dou y. Similarly, first order partial derivatives of v are dou v by dou x and dou v by dou y. And the Cauchy-Riemann equations are dou u by dou x equal to dou v by dou y. That is, derivative or partial derivative of u with respect to x is equal to partial derivative of v with respect to y. And the next one is dou u by dou y is equal to, here there is one minus dou v by dou x. That is, partial derivative of u with respect to y is equal to minus partial derivative of v with respect to x. So we using this one, ux is equal to vy and uy equal to minus vx. So if a complex function is analytic, then the real part u and the imaginary part satisfies the Cauchy-Riemann equations. Ux is equal to vy and uy is equal to minus vx. Now we define this necessary condition as a theorem. And the theorem is let f of z equal to uxy plus I into vxy be defined and continuous in some neighborhood of a point z is equal to x plus iy and differentiable at z itself. Then at that point the first order partial derivative of u and v exists and satisfies the Cauchy-Riemann equations. Ux is equal to vy and uy equal to minus vx. Hence, if f of z is analytic in a domain D, those partial derivatives exist and satisfies the CR equations at all points of D. And this theorem is the necessary condition for a complex function is analytic. Necessary condition for a complex function is analytic. That is, if f of z is analytic, then the partial derivatives exist and satisfies the CR equations. CR equations means Cauchy-Riemann equations at all points of D. And here we need this proof of this theorem, and the proof is, so we have f of z is, let f of z equal to uxy plus I into vxy. And it is given that uxy plus I vxy is differentiable at any point z. Then we have f dash z is limit, this one is delta z, f dash z is limit delta z tends to 0, f of z plus delta z minus f of z by delta z exists and is unique. And we define the derivative of a complex function. The derivative of a complex function is f dash z is equal to limit delta z tends to 0 f of z plus delta z minus f of z by delta z, and which exists and is unique. So that means if the limit delta z tends to 0 along any possible path, the limit of the function is unique, then that limit is called the derivative f dash z. Okay, so here f dash z is independent of the path along which delta z tends to 0. So here we prove this theorem by defining two different paths, and since the function is differentiable, both are same. Both the limits are same. Now, so we have f of z is equal to uxy plus I into vxy. Then f of z plus delta z is, we have a x increases with delta x, so u x plus delta x, y also y plus delta y, plus I into v, x is x plus delta x, y plus delta y. And we have f dash z is limit delta z tends to 0 f of z plus delta z minus f of z. So f of z plus delta z is ux plus delta x, y plus delta y, plus I into vx plus delta x, y plus delta y, minus f of z. F of z is uxy plus ivxy by delta z. So z is equal to x plus iy, so delta z is delta x plus I delta y. Now let us consider two possible approaches in which delta z tends to 0. So here delta z tends to 0, so we consider two approaches. Firstly, assume that delta z is wholly real. So first we assume that this delta z is completely real. That means delta y is equal to 0. So therefore delta z is equal to delta x and delta y equal to 0, since delta z is real. Then delta z tends to 0 means we have a delta x tends to 0. Since delta y is 0, so delta z tends to 0 means delta x is equal to 0. Therefore f dash z is equal to limit delta z tends to 0. Here delta y is 0, so this one is ux plus delta x comma y plus I into vx plus delta x comma y minus uxy plus I into vxy by denominator is delta x, since delta y is 0. Now we collecting the real part and the imaginary part. So real part is ux plus delta xy minus uxy, plus imaginary part is I into vx plus delta xy minus vxy. So we collecting the real and imaginary part. This one becomes limit delta x tends to 0 ux plus delta xy minus uxy by delta x plus I into vx plus delta xy minus vxy by delta x. So this one limit delta x tends to 0 ux plus delta xy minus uxy by delta x is the rate of change of x, the rate of change of u with respect to x. So with respect to x, keeping y constant, and that one is the partial derivative of u with respect to x. Similarly, here is the rate of change of v with respect to x, keeping y constant. So this one is the partial derivative of v with respect to x. So dou u by dou x plus I into dou v by dou x, and this one is same as ux plus I into dou v by dou x is vx. Now secondly, assume that delta z is wholly imaginary. So first we assume that delta z is wholly real. Secondly, assume that delta z is wholly imaginary. Therefore delta z is I delta y. Since delta x is equal to 0, delta z is wholly imaginary, therefore delta z is I delta y and delta x equal to 0. Then as delta x tends to 0 means delta y tends to 0, since delta x is 0. Therefore f dash z is equal to limit delta y tends to 0 u delta x is 0. So here we have x only, then y plus delta y plus I into v x only, x comma y plus delta y minus uxy plus I vxy by I into delta y. This limit delta y tends to 0. Here we have one I in the denominator. So we take it as first. So it is 1 by I into separating u and v. First we have u of x comma y plus delta y minus uxy by delta y plus. So here there is one. So here this the in imaginary part, this I and I are cancelled. Then balance is vx plus vx y plus delta y minus vxy by delta y. This 1 by I this 1 by I is only for the first term. Okay, 1 by I is only for the first term, because in the second term this I and I are cancelled. So it is v into xy plus delta y minus vxy by delta y. That is, this one is 1 by I into the rate of change of u with respect to y, keeping x constant, and it is dou u by dou y. The second term, here there is no I term. There is no I term. I. So here this one is the rate of change of v with respect to y, keeping x constant, that is dou v by dou y. And we know that 1 by I is minus I. So minus I into uy plus vy. Okay. So in the first case, the derivative we got is f dash z is ux plus ivx. In the second case, we got minus I into uy plus vy. But if the function is differentiable, the derivative is unique. So these two limits are same. So that means ux plus ivx is same as minus iuy plus vy. So by definition, the limit should be unique, and hence the two limits in equation 1 and 2 should be identical. That is, ux plus ivx is equal to minus iuy plus vy. Then equating the real and imaginary parts. So here the real part is ux and here the real part is vy. So that is ux is equal to vy. And here the real part is vx and here the real part is uy. And first we write u. So it is uy is equal to minus vx. We put minus in the minus corresponding to v. So it is uy is equal to minus vx. That is, dou u by dou x is equal to dou v by dou y, and dou u by dou y is equal to minus dou v by dou x. And these equations are called Cauchy-Riemann equations or CR equations. And these equations are necessary for a complex function to be differentiable. Okay. So the Cauchy-Riemann equations are the necessary condition for a Cauchy-Riemann equation to be differentiable. That means if a complex function is differentiable, it satisfies the Cauchy-Riemann equations ux is equal to vy and uy equal to minus vx. Therefore, if CR equations are not satisfied, then the function will not be differentiable. So CR equations are the necessary condition for a complex function is differentiable. Therefore, if CR equations are not satisfied, then the function will not be differentiable. For example, we are choosing f of z is equal to z bar is z conjugate, it is x minus iy. So uxy is the real part x and vxy is the imaginary part minus y. Then dou u by dou x, ux, differentiating u with respect to x, it is 1. Differentiating u with respect to y, uy is 0. And vx, differentiating v with respect to x, it is 0. And differentiating v with respect to y, it is minus 1. The equation ux is equal to vy is not satisfied. Our first condition is ux is equal to vy, but here in this equation ux is equal to vy is not satisfied. That is, ux is not equal to vy here. Ux is equal to 1 and vy is minus 1. Hence f of z is z bar is nowhere differentiable. So if CR equations are not satisfied, hence the function is nowhere differentiable. So nowhere differentiable means it is not analytic. We have the submission condition, that is, we have to verify whether a complex function is differentiable or differentiable. So if a complex function, if the CR equations are not satisfied, then the complex function is not differentiable or not analytic. Similarly, for a sufficient condition, we have the complex function uxy plus ivxy is analytic in a domain D of the complex plane if u comma v are differentiable in D and ux is equal to vy, uy is equal to minus vx. That is, the real and imaginary part satisfies the Cauchy-Riemann equations. And we have one second condition. The partial derivatives ux, uy, vx and vy are all continuous in D. The partial derivatives are continuous in D. Therefore, so a complex function is analytic or completely differentiable if u and v are differentiable in D and it satisfies the Cauchy-Riemann equations ux is equal to vy and uy equal to minus vx, and also the partial derivatives ux, uy, vx and vy are continuous, then that complex function is analytic. And also we have from our theorem the derivative of f of z is f dash z is equal to ux plus ivx. We got on another derivative also, but for normally for solving problems we using this one as our derivative. F dash z is equal to ux plus ivx.